welcome back. I am finishing the series. You guys are my last sign. Sorry guys, I woke up very nasally. I haven't really had a lot of allergies throughout the year, but I want to say it feels like allergies. Can you get allergies in the winter? I have no idea. Something I'm gonna have to Google. But I feel very like congested and very yeah. I was even sneezing in Aquarius's read, so I don't really know what allergies feel like, but if I had to guess, I would say it feels like this. My throat is a little raw, just congested and a little bit just yuck. But yeah, all right, Pisces. Let's see what, if anything, is blocking you. I also broke dry January yesterday, and so that probably is another reason why I feel a little duh today. But it was nice because I'm trying to change my relationship with alcohol and food, and like the things that I used to have a negative connection with them. And so I take long breaks, and I'm detoxing and eating. I'm gluten intolerant anyway, and I'm lactose intolerant. And if you're a starseed, you know that your diet is very strict, and it's very, very unique. Like there's a lot of foods, even if it's not gluten, I still notice that it makes me like not feel well. I know my guides want me to go like vegetarian. There's no fucking way. I am Mexican. I grew up on meat. Like a meal for me without meat is not a full. I know. I am changing my mindset on a lot of things. I'm trying. I honestly don't think I could ever go vegetarian. I just don't. I could pull back, but I don't even like vegetables, to be honest with you. I'm a potatoes kind of girl, like a meat and potatoes kind of girl. So I'm doing a high protein, a very low carb, because I can't have gluten anyway, so I'm just cutting it out. But yeah, if you're a star seed and you're, or if you're an intuitive, or do what I do, or work in the same field, you know that your diet is very restricted, and if you are eating like shit, you just feel like shit. So I'm trying to change the dynamics of the way that I eat, and the way that I drink as well, because yeah, there shouldn't be a negative connotation as long as you're not addicted, an alcoholic, or addicted to food. And I don't feel like there should be any like, I don't like being cut off to anything. I should be able to do anything I want at any point with anything, right? As long as it's not hurting you or hurting anybody else, and it's not taking control of your life. And but if you choose not to do specific things, that's great. But if I want to, I can, if that makes sense. I don't like being told, no, you can't do that. And I have friends that do, specific things, like on holidays and stuff. And then they go on to one time, like, 2 time a year occurrence, and then they have their fun and then go back to work. And they're hard workers and they own homes and they're great. And that's there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not hurting yourself and hurting other people, right? And so I don't feel like we should I don't feel like I should be denied of anything, because that makes me, as a person, makes me want to go and do it, if that makes sense, right? But as an adult, we're choosing to be healthier and choose healthy behaviors, right? Okay, see, I might sneeze again. I'm telling you, something's going on. We got passion and friendship, Pisces. What's blocking you is passion. Hmm. Um, so Pisces, I feel like obviously there is a sense of doing the things you need to do, and it kind of correlates with what I was talking about, and not having the passion behind it, right? Like I was saying, when yesterday I drank, and when I'm eating, there is a passion behind it. There is an intent behind it. There is a me putting an intent. So this food is going to make me healthy. I'm going to have a drink, and we're going to be okay, and we're not going to binge drink, right? We're going to have one drink, and then we're going to continue on our week, and we're going to continue to show up for our lives. There is an intention of needing to wake up and choosing to live your life intentionally, right? There is a need, a fire that needs to be lit under your ass. I feel like you're doing the things that you need to do, but there's it's a feeling of monotony, monotony. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Um, Maybe that's the right word. I'm not sure, but it's a routine. It's you're doing things. I don't think you're like um. I don't feel like you're life surfing, but I don't feel like you're also you're not putting the passion behind the things that you're doing, right? And it feels like there's a sense here of you lacking. You're waiting for people to come into your life so that you can start doing these things. Like you're waiting for your soul circle. Maybe you don't have a lot of friends. There is so many things you can do alone. And I've learned that I enjoy being alone. Like, for example, I haven't had people over or hung out with my friends, I want to say, in like 8 months. And on Friday, they came over and we ate and had drinks, and I had not laughed that hard in such a long time. I'm telling you, I had so much fun. And we were just we were joking, and it was nice because we noticed that even as friends, like these friends I've known for a really long time, especially the one friend. I actually, when I moved here to where I live now from California, she was actually my first friend here in 5th grade. My first friend in ever in this state when I moved here. And we've been friends since we were 10. 10. So I've known her forever. Like she has grown kids. She has a 26-year-old. I have a 21-year-old. Um, So we've been friends for a really long time, and we were kind of calling each other out on our bullshit, and it was nice because it wasn't like, oh, you're this. It was like, hey, so I noticed that you're doing this. What's going on? And we were able to call each other out and point out a pattern, be able to be open with as friends and say, hey, there's growth that needs to be here, which out of all the years I've done that. I've always done that for them, but they were able to do it for each other. For some reason, nobody ever calls me out. I think it's because I already like I am very self-aware of my actions, my emotions, of all of that. And I tend to, even like simple things, I will do a 360 panoramic view of what I said, what I did, how I'm feeling. So I'm almost like auto conditioned to almost like grow per each conversation. So nobody ever calls me out on shit. Even when I was in a toxic relationship, they knew. They knew. If they were like, "You're in a toxic relationship," I'd be like, "Yeah, I know. There's a lesson there. It needs to be learned." Like, I already knew. There was nothing more that they could tell me. Like, they could say, "Hey, listen, I already knew. I knew." I knew. It was on me to learn the lesson so that cord could be cut, right? Um, so they don't tend to tell me a lot of things at all, but between them they were going back and forth and like kind of calling each other out on their behavior, which is growth. When if you can't tell your friend something about how you make them feel, about how these certain behaviors affect them, like, that's not a true friend, because you are not able to be open and honest about your feelings and about how certain actions affect you. And this goes for any relationship. Like, if you have to tiptoe or walk on eggshells with a person because they are emotionally stunted and they are emotionally explosive, and you can't, that's not a good relationship. Like, if I can't come and talk to you and say, "Hey, this bothered me and that bothered me," or, "Why is it that you do this?" or "Why is it that you do that?" So it was a growing experience, but we had so much fun. We were karaoke, we were doing all that. But it had been months. I hadn't seen them in 8 months because I was deep, deep in the pits of hell healing, right? And when you do that, that's something that's done alone. And if you're in a relationship, I mean, obviously you're in a relationship, but really there's nothing that your partner can do but be by your side and be supportive or be understanding of the healing that you're doing, right? But really healing is kind of a solitary, because it's inside, it's within. Somebody outside can't really help you. They can help you to listen, they can help you to hold space, they can help you to try to help you see different sides, points of the situation, but really they can't help heal, right? That's something that has to be done within you. And so I feel like there is there's a certain fires, a certain je ne sais quoi that you're needing to behind the actions that you're doing. There's a passion that's missing, a certain fire. Dancing might be really good for you, and I feel like this is a fire that is it's gonna come from your sacral. So there might be some sacral healing that needs to be done. Um, yeah, so there might be some sacral healing that needs to be done. I'm getting Kundalini rising, kind of. I don't know if you've ever been through a Kundalini rising, but I have been through a Kundalini awakening, and then I went through a Kundalini rising, which I didn't even know there was two different things until they just said it right now. But it lights that flame. It lights that, like, and I don't know if you've ever heard this saying, but people who are very healed, very spiritual, they're very sexual beings. They're very in tune. They're very it's like constant when you're with the right person, right? And because that energy is always turned on, because that energy is not used just for that purpose. People think that that's what that energy is used for. It's not just used for that purpose. That energy is used for manifesting. That energy is so powerful for manifesting. You can go be celibate and use that energy to put that into your business, to work, to heal. That energy is very powerful. That's why it's so powerful when you're very spiritual, because it is used, it is harnessed to heal other people, to heal yourself. It's not necessarily just meant for, a good time, although it can be, and it could be fun. Um, But yeah, so it's almost like that energy is needed. And with friendship here next to passion, I feel like you're waiting for your soul tribe to come in, for you to almost light your own passion. But that passion needs to be lit alone. That is something that you don't need to wait for. You don't need to wait. It's almost giving like with, I think it was shit, who was it? I think it was Libra. They were waiting for something to come and make them happy. Make yourself happy before the happiness comes, right? Same thing. Light that fire before that fire comes. It doesn't mean that your soul tribe is not coming, or that you're not going to get friends and stuff like that. And maybe there is a need to go out with your friends more. Maybe that will light that passion, but there is a need to light that passion on your own without needing anybody. The whole point of healing and spirituality is to be sovereign, to have your own sovereignty, to not need anybody to do anything, to be happy, to you don't need anybody for anything else. You can do that on your own. Now, does that mean we won't have friends or relationships? No, that's not what it means. It just means that you don't need that to give that to yourself. Okay? Let's clarify passion. I'm just hearing, I need a relationship to make me happy. No, you don't. No, you don't. And if you need anything outside of yourself to make you happy, then there's an issue there. There's a lacking there. You are in a lack mentality, because there is nothing missing to make you happy. Nothing. Not money, not anything. Nothing. Let's clarify passion for Pisces. I heard the bottom. Four of Pentacles. Yeah. Look at her. There's almost a sense here of being envious, of wanting, of needing, of feeling like you don't have enough, or you don't have what you need to have that passion. But you have everything you need. Everything and then some. You have everything you need. Everything you need. You don't need anything from the outside. We're here with the real Wheel of Fortune. You're waiting for the wheel to turn. And the wheel is going to turn, because there has been work done. But you're still looking outwardly to find the passion you need. It's almost like you're waiting either for a relationship, for friendships, or for something, for the tide to change, for you to light that fire. But that has to be done on your end. Because here's what happens, okay? You can get into a relationship, it can be the best thing ever, and they make you happy. What happens when they leave? What happens when you guys get into a fight? They take that happiness with them. And there goes your happiness, because your happiness was attached to something else. And now what happens? You're no longer happy. You're no longer happy. You now are in a depression, or this and that, or let's say for your business, you need that person, another person. You need friendships to make you happy. All of those things can take it from you. What will happen when you lose those things? What will happen if you lose alcohol, drugs, family, friends? What happens? There goes your happiness with them, because it was them that was giving it to you. What happens if you give yourself happiness? Who can take that from you? Nobody. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take that. If it's a business, nobody can rock your foundation, because you built that business on your own terms, and nobody can take that from you. See, you're feeling with the friendship, you're feeling out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. You're wanting to come back in, with the Ten of Pentacles. You're wanting your happily ever after, which is fine, but you can give that to yourself. You're waiting for people to come in and give that to you, but that's meant for you to give it to yourself. And then things will come in, because the universe wants you to understand that if you give that to yourself, nobody can take that from you. Will you be sad if you break up with somebody? Of course you'll be sad. Of course there'll be heartbreak. But you can always still make yourself happy. You know how to transmute that energy and make yourself happy again. That it won't tear your life apart. It won't tear your soul apart. Right? Like those people that are in a relationship and they break up and they go numb. Why? Because they were everything to you? They shouldn't have been everything to you. You should be able to make yourself happy. You shouldn't be going numb. That means that you put your whole sense of emotion onto another person. That person had full autonomy over you. With the Five of Pentacles here over friendship and the Five of Cups in reverse, yeah, you were feeling left out in the cold, and you want to come back. You want to feel like you're being brought back in. And again, those things are going to happen, but the way that listen, we don't have control over anything, right? The only thing we have control over is the way that we show up for ourselves and the way that we show up for other people. And if you show up for yourself in lackluster, and another person brings in your happy, then when something happens or they're not giving you what you need, this is the reason why people cheat. This is the reason why people leave, because once they feel like that happy, the honeymoon, the whatever it is that they're missing, they have to go out and look for it somewhere else. They have to go out and do drugs and do alcohol, and I'm talking about people that do it every day, right? Like this is where the patterns begin, because they feel that they need that kick of endorphins, and it has to come from someone else. This is why when men get divorced, most men will immediately get with whoever the first person is that comes along, and the women stay and heal, right? Most I know there's a lot. We're almost even now, honestly, but it's because you're looking for happiness. And it doesn't mean that you can't get into a relationship or a situation with someone. It just means that don't expect something else to bring in that happiness that you were lacking. That is something that you have to give yourself, and the universe will bring in the right people at the right time. But the way that you show up for yourself is the way that your relationships are going to go. And if you continue to expect other people to bring in your happiness or give you some kind of fulfillment emotionally, that's just, it's not going to end well for you. It's not going to end well for you. Because, yeah, what will happen when they leave? They're going to take that. Okay? So there's a need right now to find your passion before you find your passion, if that makes sense. Okay? Light that fire under your ass for you. Not because somebody comes in and lights that fire for you. You got head, logic, and evaluation. Yeah. And heart, emotions, and intuition. Bless you. Yeah. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. See, now my cat's sneezing. Oh my gosh. And I'm not going to show this card because it has boobies, but it says, listen, silence your mind and pay attention. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's get you some numbers. Again, I don't know the name of this deck, so I'm just calling them numbers. You got 28. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. Yeah. Yeah, the right people are coming in, but there's a need for you to start your own passion before they come in. Okay? There's a need for you to have passion before they come in. Your own passion. And then 1, you are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. Sorry, that was a little bit of a mouthful. All right, Pisces, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. Please like and subscribe if you guys want. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.